you're fine with the grace of the Almighty God. So students, this is the second part of the video. The first part of the video is already I have taught, and it is already there in the group, and you can just see in the YouTube also. It is already there. If you have not watched the first part of the video, then you have to watch the first part of the video, otherwise you will not be able to understand what I am teaching. So this is class 6 video, and our topic of the chapter is chapter 3 from the history part, and our topic of the chapter is the first farmers and the herders. So I hope that you have already watched and you have enjoyed the chapter. You should not feel burden of the chapter, you should rather enjoy the chapter. So previously I have already taught you about the Neolithic stage, what is the meaning of the Neolithic stage or Neolithic era. So origin of the farming communities I have taught you, domestication of the animals I have taught. Now we will start with the invention of the wheel. As you see in the last class what I told, that the people started domestications of the horse, domestications of the donkey. Okay, when they started to domesticate the donkeys and the horse, they were means one person or the two person can sit at one time and they can travel, but they were not able to carry their things along with them. So for that reason they developed wheel. Okay, so how the wheel was invented, so we will learn about it. I hope that you have taken page number 20 of your book, that is social studies. So let's start. So although it is known how the idea of the wheel occurred to early humans, this invention revolutionized the level of the progress in the human evolutions and set the pace for future development. We in here what is told, that the idea of the wheel, okay, the idea of the wheel came sudden to the human beings. The idea of the wheel has changed the whole human revolution. It has revolutionized the human society. As a result, our go in the future also it has given shape. Think of that, if the wheel would not be there, then what would happen? You would not be able to ride cycle. Your father would not be able to ride the bike or car. Plane would not able to take off for landing. So it has shaped the whole human civilization or the society. Okay. So the invention of the wheel was not immediate. It was not immediately invented, because the invention of the wheel also came many changes. It has faced many changes, you can say. Okay, it maybe have taken place over a period, you can say. So many periods it has been taken. Now perhaps people may have seen a log rolling down a path and then thought of transporting their goods on the flat surface with the logs underneath it. Slowly, instead of dragging and pushing their goods and one place to another, they improvised and started using animals to pull their loads. So people during that time, okay, they were maybe first means cutting the trees, then started to pull one log, it was very heavy, then started to roll out, means suppose they have cut it, this is, you can say that the log. Okay, yesterday also I showed this bottle for the different purpose of the water system, you may think, but now this is a log, you can say this is a tree's log. Now tree's log, they used to push it. Now when they started to pull, now if the log will go in different like this, right? Then they started thought that if there will be wheel, then we can push it very nicely, it will go very smoothly, then no need of wasting our own energy. As a result, they started to develop what? Wheel. Okay, so and this wheel now wheel is developed. Who will pull it? They will use animals' energy. Okay, before the development of the wheel, humans' energy was used. Okay, besides transportation, the invention of the wheel also influenced pottery making in the Neolithic period. When early humans took to farming, they needed something to store the surplus production. They started making pots, and with the knowledge of the fire, they baked and these pots to store the food grains and the water. You see how the pots has been made. The pots have been told that they started storing the water also, they started storing the grains also in the where? In the pot. And now the question comes, how the pot has been invented. First, they made a clay pot. Okay, with the clay pot, that is raw clay pot, that is kacha pot. Okay, then with the knowledge of the fire, people during that time has also developed the fire, because it is a stone age. As stone and stone will rub together, then the what fire will be caused. As a result, that it was the people when having the perfect knowledge of the stone and also fire. So they were able to control the fire with the help of the knowledge of the fire. They started to keep the pots, means they started to burn the pots. And what happened when with the help of the pots, these pots were used for the future purposes, for storing water, for storing the foods, grains, you can say. So Neolithic tools, you can say now. So the Neolithic tools, in the Neolithic period, the quality of the tools was far more superior than what existed in the previous phase of the Stone Age. In the comparison with the preceding stone sculptures, the tools were now well shaped, polished and sharper. Cals were tools that were shaped like the chisels and were used for chopping or digging. Cals of the different sizes were found at the various Neolithic sites. With the beginning of the farming, people used stone axes, sickle and plows. Bone tools were also widely used during this with the pace. So now, you see what is written in the Neolithic tools. As we know, as I have already told you in the previous chapter, that how the people were making the stone flag, that is, have you read or not that pressure flagging technique? Like pressure flagging technique. So suppose this is the stone, up of this stone one will be kept. Now pressure will be given in here. As a result, the pressure will go in down and break this stone into two parts. Again, when they will beat this stone in this corner, then small pieces of the stone will come out, and these are called cals. And they will be used for shaving purposes. They will be used for removing the skin of the animals. These were used for the different purposes. Now, as we know that the stone tools were used for different purposes. There are different types of the stone tools which was discovered during that time. Was the name of the stone tools were stone axes, sickles and the plows were also used. Neolithic revolution, new stone age revolution. Okay, revolution means a complete round or a complete change, you can say. So art is also taking revolution, right? So now you see the Neolithic period has been termed as what? A revolution, you can say. Now it is a Neolithic period is a complete change, or Neolithic time is a complete revolution, because the early humans transitions from being hunter-gatherers to being food producers. They no more relied on hunting, gathering along for their survival, and now had greater control over the environment. Farming was linked to various other development that has lasting effect on the people. In addition to farming, people began to domesticate animals and use them to their advantage. And they were no longer hunted animals, as they were now reared for their milk and meat products. Neolithic people also made use of the animals' skins and hides. With the invention of the wheel, animals were used as a means of transportation. So what is written here is that Neolithic period were termed as a change of the revolution, because we can say that the hunters and gatherers were started to do, they were the food producers. They started to do what? They were producing the food, and they were also thinking about others, that they need to keep the food for the future use. As in your kitchen, all the items which are there, you are not eating at once. You are keeping for the what? For future use, you can say. Okay? They no more relied on hunting, gathering alone for their survival. Now they had greater control over the environment. Now they will not be totally dependent on the environment. Okay? They can hunt also, they can gather also. Now some persons were doing farming. During the farming time, they were doing farming and they were keeping for the future use also. Okay? So farming was linked to various other development that has lasting effects on the people. In addition to the farming, people began to domesticate animals and use them to their advantage. You see, in that Neolithic area, in the Neolithic revolution, people started what? Revolutions. There are many changes came. They started to keep the animals, and these animals were used later on for the purpose of benefit of the persons. Okay, this animals only were used for hunting. These animals only were used for the purpose of milk, meat. Okay, so there was lots of the advantage of the inventions of the wheel. But why this wheel and how this wheel was used? The wheel was used for the different purposes. Now, who will pull this one? The animals, bull, cow, okay, then ox, then also the horse, donkey. These were pulling this were now a bullock cart will be made, and the wheels will be fitted, and the bullock cart wheels will be made out of the stone, and as a result, this will be used to go from one place to another. Okay, and this will be used also for the transportations, as I have told you. Okay, the transition from the food gatherers to the food producers led Neolithic period to start living a settled life. From food gatherers to food means you can say from food gatherers to producer. There are lots of the changes that came in. Okay, this led to the development of the communities also. People started to do human settlement also. People started to know the importance of storing for the future, and also people now lived in a whole group. Okay, living in the group also initiated the beginning of the civilizations. These farming communities developed into cities, which were the central to the growth of the civilization. Means what? You see, when the people started to stay in the group, this group of the people is a colony. Later on, when this will become a nagar, nagar will means the change in the city. The small city will change into the very big city. Later started to make a very big human evolution. These cities by cities will make what? A very big countries or the state. Now state will formed as a country. Now you understood how it is run. Okay. Now I am not explaining you the democratic system, but the democratic system is still here. That the birth of the democracy came. The growth of the cities led to the formation of the complex societies. Complex society means the societies was developing. As you see in the society, different kinds of people stays, right? So the complex society with the different behavior, with the different color, with the different language came to at one umbrella. That is, as we know that India is having very diverse culture. The culture of mine may not match with other. The culture, my language of mine may not match with other. But we know how to stay together, right? So, though we are having complex societies, but what we are doing, we are staying together. And the administration which we are following, either you or either I, if I be in this Borpeta or if I go in another district, I need to follow the DC's order, the Chief Minister's order. So we are in the hand of administration and we are listening the orders of our government. So, and this is the system made for the good of the people. Okay, through the system of the organization. This all the system is made by the group of the people. Last is the case study and the Paleolithic period. So the case study and the Paleolithic period will be the part 3, and also I will say that little bit revision of the chapter. Then next I will give you the question answers, and then also if you have doubt or something, then you can say me. Okay, till then that take care. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope that you are studying well and be present in your online classes, because your online session also we are doing very properly. If you have doubt or something, you can call me and directly ask, or you can ask me in the online classes also. So try to do online classes, try to be in the online classes. Not only try, be ready in the online classes. I hope that I will meet and I will see you very soon. Thank you.